You think the drama's good for the sport?
Absolutely. I think so. I think fake drama is bad for the sport. I think when people genuinely don't like each other, I think that's good for the sport.
So much like you and Blast Camper. Can we touch on that a little bit? Is it between you and a player? Is it you and the team? Like, whatever you want to go into here. But I mean, everybody's going to ask me why I didn't ask.
No, I get asking. I don't know. There's just it's not really like I hate the team. Like I like a lot of those players. Like as people, like they're solid dudes. I don't know. It's a weird thing because I've touched on it a little bit in the past because like you'll see some fit players talking to Blast Camp players and they're buddy, but I don't think any of the Blast Camp guys like me. Just like I don't think any of my guys like Jackson. I don't think Jackson likes me. I think it's just us two that don't. And it's not that we hate each other. Like, we give each other respect.
It's a rivalry. We'll just use that word.
It's a rivalry, right? And when you have a rivalry with someone in a sense of not liking each other, but like even then, like with a rivalry, it's not really a rivalry. Like we played each other 10 times and we beat them 8 out of 10 times. I don't really know how that's a rivalry. They're just a team that happens to keep playing us a lot. I
don't think a rivalry is based on results. I think a rivalry
I do. I genuinely think that a rivalry is because these teams keep clashing and they keep, like, you don't know who's going to win or not. But no disrespect to them, like, 2 years they beat us twice, 2 years we beat them 8 times. Like, so me personally, I don't really like being, like, talking about them all the time because, like, I just want to be the best pro team. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it. But this is the story, right? Like,
no, I know.
The biggest thing from World Cup is Blast Camp first fit. The biggest thing from Chicago, Blast Camp first, and I can keep doing that, right? Because
no, you're right.
Although you guys are the number 1 semi-pro team in the world, they're the number 2, and I mean that in a seriousness, and because that is my home field. You know, I'm out of there, but like, it would have been just historical for them if you guys were still in pro and never gotten relegated, right? It's an amazing season they had, but like you said, 8 of 10. You know,
yeah.
But what caused it? What started it? Is there the point?
So it's weird too, because like 2022, the first event, we're going into Sunday, and Sunday, it was when the scheduling was messed up in 2022. So they had one of our Saturday prelim games was Sunday, our last one. It was at like 7 a.m. and we see Blast Camp out of Chick-fil-A. We're all there, and then somebody tells us, I don't know if it was one of them or like our coach or something, was like, yeah, like if you guys beat Jesters, they're in. If you lose, you're still in, they're out. And going into like, we know that they're gonna be one of the better teams in semi-pro, but like, let's go beat Jesters. I don't care. Like, so then we go out and we beat them, and they're very like appreciative because like, if we were pieces of shit, we easily throw that match and knock a team out that we know is a phenomenal team, right? Out of being in the running for a pro spot. But no, so like they're really cool with us, really cool with them. Everything's like super chill. They beat us in Texas. Like, so we end up playing them in our first prelim match in 2022. We beat them. Then they play us in Texas. They beat us. We're still cordial. We're still cool, right? We go to the next event, don't play each other. We're all like, say hi to each other in between pits and stuff. And then Sacramento happens. And Mark Johnson hits us up and he's like, hey, like Diesel isn't playing. Do you guys mind if I play with you guys? And we're like, I'm not going to tell you no. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're a good player. Like, you're a pro. Yeah, come play with us. He comes and plays, and then Jackson, we beat them, and Jackson's chirping, talking about you need pro assistants to beat us. Because at the time, we were 1-1, right? Like, when you look at playing each other. He's yelling, you need pro assistants, blah, blah, blah. Mark, you did nothing, which those statements contradict. But just yelling and chirping. We play him the following day. Or not even that. The last point, we're up on points, so they're coming through, and like Jackson's overshooting me, and I told him, I was like, you keep that overshooting up, we play again tomorrow.
on, Cal. Keep that same energy tomorrow, baby. Keep it tomorrow. You know what you're doing.
Hey, let's go, baby. Hey, MIS, let's go, baby. Hey, this is the one we need to spread. Let's go, baby. Hey, they're gonna run. They're gonna run. Hey, caution the White House and caution the New York. Let's go, boys.
That's what we learned from today.
So I'm talking shit to him now because he's talking shit to us, right? And then fast forward the next day, we beat him again, and there's more chirping, right? Like he's still saying pro assistance, and he's still like all that. So then fast forward to we play them in the finals in 2023, first event. That's why I started yelling about pro assistance, because now guess what? We don't have Mark and them, and you guys went and picked up Rob Velez. So like, you now have a pro, which is funny to me when people say like, well, you guys were pro. We were D3 kids getting our shit kicked in pro. We weren't pros. You know what I mean? Like we got our APPA ranking went up really fast.
Like you guys didn't even buy the spot. The spot was open.
No,
Why not let it fall out of nothing, right?
Yeah, basically Greg was in a hard spot because all his team dispersed, right? And then he just was like, hey, you want to play? That's kind of how that happened. But yeah, so then I start chirping. They get really upset. I say a lot of fuck yous in the pits, like to my teams about the other teams we're playing. They took real big offense to that. Yeah, and then, Dallas happened where they had spoken about, we don't like when Colt, they didn't say anything to me, they just went to my coach. We don't like when Colt says fuck you. My coach is kind of like, I don't know why you're taking offense to it. He says everyone, not just you. Which is like, I don't understand why they got so angry. And then I go up to Jackson, I'm like, hey, it's just me getting my guys hyped. And then he says, he's just like, yeah, no, I get it, you're good. And then as I'm walking away, he says, say shit to my face, something, something. So I tell him, you want me to, and I get in his face.
Go!
Game time finish. Game stop. No points. Game finish.
Let's go, shut up!
1 minute.
Shut up! I'll say it to your face every game. I say it to your face every game, dog. Hey, I'll see you in Philly, big dog. I'll see you in Philly, big dog.
Why you gotta be like that?
No, I just came up.
30 seconds.
Even they got their role.
We're good. I gotta roll the next game. I didn't even say
10
shit.
seconds.
Yeah, you're good. You didn't say anything wrong.
Don't say it to my face. I come in your face, and then you walk back. Oh, let's go. Back.
10 seconds.
If you're gonna tell me to get in your fucking face, I'm gonna get in your fucking face. I'm not a child. Like we're grown men. Let's talk about it. And then that blew everything up. And then it kind of turned into like they were that fuel that was like, I'm never fucking losing an event this year. I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. And every match was I wanted to mercy them. We didn't get to do it until the last two matches of Cup. We mercied them in prelims and then mercied them in the finals. But that was like, that Texas event, I can honestly say, was when I truly was like, fuck you guys. Because they were acting like I was the problem. When it was like I tried to be nice. I tried to squash it, and then he wanted to talk shit, but then his whole team doesn't hear that. They just see me get into his face. So, but to be fair, if I'm them, I'm also saying fuck you to me. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to do that. That's your team, right? So I don't blame any of them for that. But no, that's where the anger and resentment from me towards him as a player, not as a person. He's not a bad person, right? I just, as a player and as a competitor, yeah, I want to beat the shit out of him, man. Like, that's where that came from, and I do appreciate it, to be honest with you, because that fueled me to get better at paintball and make sure I never lost a match to them in semi-pro, right? And that's the same with I'm happy they're in pro, because now they're still in my division, and I still have that motivation, right? But even then, like now I'm focused on trying to beat Dynasty. I'm trying to beat Damage. I'm trying to beat X Factor, right? I'm trying to beat all those top teams, right? And then it lit a fire in me that I needed, I think, to do what we did last year. So I appreciate everything that happened, but like, it's not a hatred towards the team. It's just,
it sounds like they just gave you fuel, like they helped you without maybe even realizing it.
No, absolutely. And again, it all started in Sacramento in 2022, and it carried, and then he started it up even more in that Texas event, and that's when I really turned it on, I felt like.